Okay, so we are at the point that we need to graph our inequalities. I'm going to go to GeoGebra and type my inequalities directly into GeoGebra. So 15x plus 20y must be greater than or equal to 60. 10x plus 5y must be greater than or equal to 30. I also have two constraints on my amount of food. I cannot have either food being 0. I can't serve 0 ounces or 0 grams of food. So x and y must be greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to also put those into GeoGebra. You will have the same type of constraint. Without it, you will get numbers in the negatives, which you cannot have. All right, now that I have my shaded region, you're going to notice for this particular problem, the region is actually much larger, but I have 3 points here. I have 1, 2, 3 points, and then they go on for infinity. Since I'm trying to minimize, it's going to be focused on those 3 points. To find the intersection, I actually have to retype my equations in with a equal sign. Without the equal sign, GeoGebra will not find the intersection of inequalities. X equals 0 and y equals 0. Now I can find the intersection points of the 3 points that are in my feasible region. I'm going to go to the triangle circle, pick the intersect button, and I want the intersection there. I also want the intersection right here. And my third intersection would be at this point down at the bottom. So now going back, let's go to the calculator mode. You're going to notice all intersections are listed on the left-hand side. So my 3 intersection points are 0, 6, 2, 4, and 4, 0. Oh, I'm sorry, 2.4, 1.2, and 4, 0. So those are my 4 that I'm worried about for my objective function. I'm going to go back and list those 4. So I have 0, 6. So 0, 6, that's my x, that's my y. I have 2.4, 1.2, 0.4, 1.2, and my final one is 4, 0. So now with that in mind, I'm going to go back and substitute this into my objective function. So those are my x's. These are my y's. I have, terrible drawer, but 3 points that I need to sub into my objective function. My objective function from the top is 0.80x plus 0.50y. So I'm just going to substitute them in. 0 for x, 6 for y, do 2.4 for x, 1.2 for y, and 4 for x, 0 for y. Okay, so at this point, I am just going to type these into my calculator. So 0.5 times 6, this one is 3. 0.80 times 2.4 plus 0.5 times 1.2 is 2.52, and 0.80 times 4 plus 0.50 times 0 is 3.2. Now, if I'm trying to minimize my cost, my lowest number here is 2.52. So my lowest cost, my minimum cost, minimum cost per animal or per cattle is $2.52. So when I want to know how many units I'm going to give them, I'm going to do 2.54 units of brand X and 1.2 units of brand Y, which is my goal for the project, was to find out how many units of each brand I could feed them with by satisfying my protein requirements and my fat. Going back to your graphing calculator screen, you do have to label your graphs. So you need to label your equations. You need to label your X and Y axis. At that point, once you have your labels, you can go and do download as. You are going to download as a PNG. The PNG will save as an image that you can insert into both your electronic product and your slideshow. Okay, I hope that helps, and good luck with the rest of your project.